Hello.
Hello.
What are we having for lunch there, Leroy?
Breakfast sausage.
Oh, okay. Let me turn you down a little bit here. Let's see.
I told Patty, I said, I've got 20 minutes before the meeting starts and I'm getting hungry. And she said, I can make, let me think what I can make real fast. And I ended up with breakfast sausage about 2 minutes before I turned on Zoom. So
Okay. Well, Barbara is one of these people who likes breakfast any time of the day. So, you know,
I can eat pancakes any time of day. Breakfast sausage is a little weird.
One of the things I truly loved about living in Las Vegas was $2 breakfast any time of day.
You could probably get them to comp a bunch of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I worked at a casino. We pretty much ate for free.
Yeah. I've only been to Vegas once, had to have been 20 years ago, but we weren't there for very long. And we walked in and they just started throwing stuff at us. I'm like, wow, they really want us to spend money here, don't they?
oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the case. So, you're on a little early today.
I started it a couple minutes early. I figured, why not?
Oh,
I wasn't expecting Steve this early.
Yeah, let's work early.
But it's 5 o'clock now, so we'll be all right. Anything new, Mr. Steve?
Well, yeah, I've gotten another job. I was
really?
supposed to start, April 3rd.
Oh, doing the same thing, or?
Yeah, pretty much. For London Computer Systems. They're close to my mom, up near Mason. If you know where King's Auto Mall is, it's basically behind them. You can see their building from 71 going north.
Okay.
Or south, either way.
Yeah. King's Auto Mall. That's a huge area.
I don't know what's going on with my virtual background. I had it tuned up
Yeah,
perfectly.
it looked good. It looked good when you first came in.
And now it is totally screwed up. So
yeah, it looked good when you first came in.
Jim.
Hi guys.
Oh, you got anything new going on, Mr. Art?
not offhand. Let's see. Can't think of anything. I'll probably think of something about half an hour after we sign off tonight. But I'll tell one story on myself. So I have my phone hooked via USB to my workstation, so I can transfer pictures back and forth. So at any rate, it was very strange. I got a couple of cables coming up from back of the edge of my desk. And I had one of them that hadn't been able to get to connect to the phone at all, using MTP and so forth. And so today I was putting a new cable underneath, over the back of the desk and underneath, behind it. So I crawled down there, and it's kind of an annoying place to get to because you got to scrunch down under the desk and avoid banging your head on the iron bars and so forth and so on. So I get under there. I noticed the cable I've been using isn't connected to the back of the computer. It's connected to a power plug, which I can use to charge my phone. But needless to say, it doesn't give me access to the computer. So I got a new cable in place anyway. I bought a bunch of inexpensive USB to full-size USB to USB-C. So at this point, I've got a bunch of surplus micro USBs that are around, both cables and chargers, that without buying converters from all, they're essentially surplus. So
Yeah.
one of the things about changing standards is the consumer gets screwed, and or whatever the politically correct term for that is, and the hardware companies make out like a bandit. So, you know, life is like that.
You just need a collection of Raspberry Pi Zeros now.
You know, they have micro USBs on.
Yeah.
I have there's a whole entire big tote just full of the micros, the minis, and every other cable you could possibly think of.
Well, the only thing that I ever had that connected to a mini was a charger for my little gizmo that I use to check my glucose, my blood glucose. It's the only thing that I think I've ever owned that used a mini.
Yeah.
They either use full size or micros or C's, one of the.
I still have a printer that uses the A to B cable.
Well, yeah,
I have, well, almost all the Arduinos use A to B cables.
yeah.
Yeah. So I have a ton of those things. But I think the only micro, I think there's a couple of microcontrollers that had micros on them, but I think the big one was the old cell phone that I had. That was the one where I got my first micro cable.
Was it a BlackBerry?
I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, my first smartphone. Yeah, my first smartphone was a BlackBerry. Yeah. I loved that thing. That thing was fantastic. But BlackBerry didn't really know what they were doing, apparently.
Well, from a business perspective, they didn't, that's for sure. And they went through a number of what is it you call when reincarnations.
Hmm.
They attempted to, they did attempted reverse buyouts and, then nothing ever worked. I think they were Canadian, weren't they?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That isn't to be interpreted as any kind of a comment on Canadian business. I do a lot of business with Canada, so I gotta put that disclaimer out there.
BlackBerry is still around.
Oh yeah,
They're still around.
they're still around, but I think they had their own internal operating system too. I think that was part of the problem is, they didn't figure out that using a common operating system with somebody else would be a better plan. Certainly Apple figured that out early. I think about the time they acquired Next and Steve Jobs for the second time.
I think that, when Android came around, their phone business just took a dive because, the apps were harder to write for BlackBerries. And so everybody switched to something that was easier to deal with. And it's the same reason why, at least in this country, the Windows phones don't take off. iOS and Android had such a large share, nobody wanted to write software for them.
Well, it was
So-
the exact reverse of what happened with the desktops.
Mm-hmm.
I
Windows
saw a
up-
video the other day showed up, and it was relatively new, of a drug sniffing tool. It's got cartridges of honeybees in it because it's really easy to train a honeybee to sniff out drugs.
That's interesting.
And it had a Windows phone on it for the user interface. It was hilarious. Thing has like 36 bees in it, and each bee smells something different.
that in itself is hilarious.
It was on YouTube. Let's see if I can find it.
BOS. It's the BOS.
There was a BIOS.
I know there was.
I know, but it wasn't for drug sniffing.
It was not. Or to track bees. No.
Because I get this image of this guy who's responsible for training the bees. He's got this office that's full of beehives.
How would you train a bee?
It goes into that.
Well, usually the way you train bees or dogs or anything else is you have a reward system where if they figure it out, you give them a treat.
No.
Oh, I take it back. It was a long time ago. It was a 9-year-old video.
Oh, okay.
It just showed up in my feed recently.
Gotta love YouTube. YouTube's formula.
This was a YouTube video?
It's called Bumblebees, Insects to Sniff Out Explosives.
Oh, explosives. Oh, so it wasn't for drugs then.
It was both. It's a 2-minute video. Those
Oh,
aren't bees.
those are Jim's pet deer.
Yeah, this is a Argus 2 camera. It has a little spotlight on it.
Is that an infrared spotlight or?
No, it's visible.
I'm
I
surprised
don't
they
think
didn't
this-
run.
Yeah. I think this is good in that the coyotes don't seem to like the visible light. I think it's keeping those guys calm. There's my 15 seconds in the sun.
So, do you have more deer or more coyotes?
Yes and yes. Sometimes A and sometimes B. Right now it's deer. And haven't heard of coyotes in a couple of weeks. I noticed when this camera went out, the battery went dead on me. We had coyotes the next day. And if I keep the camera going, we don't seem to have coyotes. So somebody
apparently
turns the light on.
Is that light chasing them off then?
They don't seem to like it. I noticed when it went out that we had coyotes. And when I put it back, we didn't have coyotes for a while. So we'll see.
It's interesting. You could just fake the whole thing out and not put the camera out and just put out some kind of a flashlight that.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Photocell driven flashlight. Yeah.
Infrared.
No,
They do see the infrared. I've seen the coyotes see the infrared because I have the trail cams too. Depends on which infrared too. Some of them they can't see, some of them they can. I use the cheap ones. Usually you can see them a little bit. But Reolink has supported this Argus 2. This Argus 2 camera is a replacement for another one, the original Argus, and I asked for a replacement because it wouldn't trigger sometimes. They sent me this, and I started having difficulties with this, and they're supporting me. They're getting it working. It looks like they can get to these cameras. I'm thinking they can get to the cameras in the background and upload the firmware.
Argentine. Argila.
Argus, ARGUS. It's a Reolink Argus 2. Yeah. I like the Argus 2. Yeah, it has a little magnetic ball. You just take it and plop it up on top of the magnetic ball. It's cute.
I got to play robots today.
Oh, you
Ooh,
take videos?
No, not yet. I was let's see if I can get this to work. Oops.
You want me to dig up that robot video that I had? It's Musk robot.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Ouch.
So a whole lab full of arms and legs. Please bear in mind that when we did AI Day, this first of Optimus didn't work at all. The rate of improvement here is quite significant. It's not very popular, but it is walking around, and we have multiple copies of Optimus. The thing that I think Tesla brings to the table that others don't have is that we have the real world AI.
We gotta watch how much of other people's videos we use.
Yeah.
The car really is real. And it's a robot on legs. So as we solve real world AI, I don't think there's anyone who's even close to real world AI. That same computer and software goes into Optimus. So it's not that helpful to have a humanoid robot where you have to program every individual action.
This is this may look familiar, like the gradient was
Yeah.
inspired by Sante.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I'm using one sensor on this robot, and I've told it
Oh,
to.
this is you. This is not a video.
Nope, this is me. See, hi.
Okay.
So I've told it to go to stop either here or here. And it's pretty consistent about doing it. Sometimes it gets a little further. Sometimes it should stop here in this spot, but sometimes it gets just a hair off. Maybe I changed. I did. I changed the parameters. It's supposed to stop up here now.
It looks like it's hidden pretty. Where is the actual sensor on the robot? Right there at the front.
Yep.
Okay. So that's hitting pretty close.
And I'm using the center sensor, just the center sensor. It's doing a analog read, just like Vicente was. See, it went a little past that time, but it's pretty close. It's close enough.
Certainly stops properly.
Yeah. And just to prove, just as a prover, I printed a different sheet with a different gradient, It's actually got more shades of gray.
Okay.
But it stops pretty consistently where it's supposed to. And the one that doesn't work is this gradient, which I enlarged the thing, but I think because it's got black lines in it, it stops on a black line.
Oh, okay. The others go directly from one tone to the next
Yep,
without the black line.
with no black lines. Yep. This one, this gradient, it's also it pixelated a bit when I printed it. It seems to be working now. Of course it does.
I'm gonna say it appears to be
Now it seems to be working. It wasn't working. So
cool.
that was my my fun playing around. And when we get back to the library, I'll have them print me a board or a mat like Vicente has, and see if I can't get that to go around the track, around a gradient track. I was just kind of doing a proof of concept. He was using ESP32s. And this one is an Atmega 328. So I don't know if it's going to have enough. You know, it's a regular Arduino Uno, basically. I don't know if it's going to have enough, but it seems to work, at least in a straight line. And it seems to be fairly consistent.
You have a single sensor on it, right?
Technically, it's got 5 sensors,
Ah,
but I'm only reading the middle sensor. So what I was thinking of doing, you know how his kind of did this number back and forth? I was thinking about using the 2 outside sensors so that maybe it could go in a straight line. And then as it sensed the gradient change, it could turn left or right.
but then the inner one's gonna be in a different.
I wasn't going to use the inner one at all. I was just going to use the 2 outside ones.
Yeah, but since they're a longer radius, that goes from light to dark on the outside or vice versa. I don't remember which way it goes, but the inner one's obviously always going to be at a different spot on the gradient than the outer one. It'll be interesting to see.
If I want this one to always be dark, that's closer to the value that I told it to look for on that little tester. So this one, as it moves away from being dark, it should be able to correct itself. And this one
Okay.
should always look for something that's lighter. And as it moves away, it's going to should get like a lower value or a higher value. It should get like a higher value and be able to turn, and vice versa. If this one senses a lower value, it should know to turn that direction. At least I think. Have to see. Vicente was trying to do that with just one sensor and he pulled it off. So I'm thinking 2 sensors would smooth it out. And then it's got Bluetooth built in on board. And I showed this to Vicente and said, I don't know what Bluetooth module it is, so I don't know if he could pair it for a serial control or not, but that would be something to experiment with too, because that's like an all-in-one small chassis. It's no bigger than what he's already got. That's what happens when I set out to clean out the robot closet. I find robots I want to play with. So I'm having a hard time getting rid of these robots because the more I clean out, the more I realize I want to play with them. I'm okay.
Still got some sausage stuck going down or what?
Nah. This other computer decided to move really, really slow for some reason. There it goes. Now it's programming. You see the LEDs moving?
Yeah.
So not that that's useful for any particular reason, but it's neat.
Was that on the bottom side we're looking at or the top side?
That's the top.
Okay.
Like I said, it's not useful for any particular reason. It would be more useful if they were two separate shift registers and you could control them individually. Then you could show, you know, the left wheel turning or the right wheel turning or and for some reason, the demo that came from the factory, I can't get it real close because of they made the OLED look like a cell phone. See, there's a Wi-Fi signal indicator right there. There's the name of the company. There's a battery indicator. It looks like a cell phone.
So do you recall how much that cost?
I think it was $50. Biggest problem is I don't think you can get it anymore. I can't find it on their website anymore. Some founder made it. It's called a robot. But I can't find it on their website anymore. I can't find it. It's not on Amazon. This may be one of those, I got the last one known to exist. It's not, I can't find it on eBay. I don't know. I don't know how old this thing is. I know it's been in the robot closet for a while, so. Vicente's here. Vicente's late. Missed the
Yeah.
whole thing. Vicente's in his lab.
Oh, wait a minute. The camera was somewhere. Yeah. Hi,
Howdy.
Hi.
coffee. What's going on?
Well,
What's going on?
I will give me a second. Hang on. If I could do this again. Oh,
Okay.
here. Um, start the video. So I told it to roll here and stop. Oh, somebody should have reminded me. I just erased that program. Hang on.
I thought this was a video of your previous run.
No, I didn't make a video. I'm not smart.
Well, you did. It's just going to take a while to get to it.
Yeah. So now you get to. And sit that down for a second. Sorry. Shaky cam. Okay, so it's supposed to go here and stop. And so what I was thinking was next time we're in the library, I'll get one of your maps
Mhm.
printed up.
Yeah,
And I was thinking about trying to use the two outer sensors on it instead of the inner sensor. Right now, it's just using the inner sensor. But it's fairly consistent. And then I've got a slightly different gradient. And it stops, I think, up in here somewhere with this gradient. Yep. It's fairly consistent about it.
rollbot.
I can't find it anymore.
No, I
No.
tried to look for it, but I saw one place where in Chinese or in Korean or something like that.
I've looked on the Sunfounder website. I looked on eBay and Amazon. I can't find it. I don't know how old this thing is. I know it's not well documented though.
It's an Arduino with a Bluetooth module, right?
Yep. That chip right there is, it's a Bluetooth chip,
Oh,
but I don't know. I can't read it and I can't get a good clear picture of it either.
yeah.
I think it's an LE. I think it's a Bluetooth LE chip.
Can't read the part number or what?
Now, I put a whole bunch of light down there and tried to take a close picture of it. And no, it I was able to maybe make out the name of the the manufacturer of the microcontroller that's on it, but not the part number.
You can look for pictures of Bluetooth modules in Google. I think can be a standard module. Show me the module close. Show it again. The Bluetooth module. You have it? Oh yeah.
Can you see it?
You see a couple of crystals and a chip. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
That big chip looks like it's a microcontroller. And then there looks like there's another chip right above it that looks like it. That's the one that I'm having a really hard time reading. The one right above it. I think that's the actual Bluetooth chip.
Can you bring that to the next meeting we have?
Yep.
I'm pretty good at reading little tiny chips.
Can you see the pins on it?
They're castellated.
Yeah.
To me, it almost looks like there's a microcontroller on this as well as a Bluetooth chip, which I'm not real sure why they did that.
It's like this one. Let me show you.
Okay.
You see?
Hi.
Is it like this one or?
Yeah, it's similar.
Because there are many in the I can't touch my buttons. There are many models castellated pins.
There is here. There's one that I found this kind of it says it's a Bluetooth 4.0.
Sorry, I'm getting into the meeting a little bit late. Are you looking for stereo audio Bluetooth, or are you looking for data communication?
We were trying to identify a Bluetooth module that the Leroy's robot has on it, on board.
It's similar to this. The crystals are in a slightly different spot, and there's one more IC on it, but it's very, very similar to that.
But is the board castellated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually the carrier board. Ignore the carrier board. They've castellated it right to the
Oh, right to the board.
right to the yeah,
Edge.
castellated. That's a good word. I don't really. What did I just do? So that's similar. That's really. That's got an app mega on it instead of a Nuvo. That's very, very, very. I don't know. I really don't. This Bluetooth chip right here.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a Bluetooth 4 chip just because of the age of it, or what I think when I think I bought this robot.
Wait a minute, you said you're wanting to sell a bunch of robots. Is that one of these that like you just can't get it to work and you still want a crap load of money for it? Is that the way it's going?
This one's called, I was cleaning out the robot closet and I went,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I remember this, and started playing with it. Because you know me,
What is that one? Do you remember the name of it?
it's a Sunfounder Rollbot, ROLLBOT. But it is no longer on their website. It's no longer being sold. The library, you could still download the library for it. We're going.
I finally converted the gradient bot from Arduino to MicroPython. This is I am using a Bluetooth link here. This is the piggyback ESP32 with a 3D antenna glued over the other ESP32 that is in the main board. So now I have MicroPython in my computer and running remotely using Bluetooth. So when I turn on, this blue LED indicates that there is a Bluetooth link with my laptop. Okay.
Oh,
So I can. I don't know if you are hearing me. Yes. far from. Okay. I will press wrong here. Second.
Somebody has a Bluetooth device near me called NCC 1701D.
Is that one of your neighbors or what?
It's not me. So I turned the Bluetooth on just to see if I could get it to pair.
Gotti, beam me up.
And I noticed an NCC 1701D.
That tracks better than it did last time.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not doing nearly as much hunting back and forth.
Finally, I have a lot of trouble with the Bluetooth because the robot is paired with 3 computers in this room. So if I don't turn off the Bluetooth in the other computers, any one of them can pair with the robot. So it doesn't work with the laptop. So I need to or put the robot close to the robot to the laptop to make it pair with it, or turn off the Bluetooth in the rest of the computers. But now it's running MicroPython, so I can start, stop, and run new script instantly with the other laptop. So it's very practical because you can change a parameter, press run, and instantly you see how the robot performs. Very useful. Okay.
So why is it running so much smoother now than it did before? It's not doing as much hunting.
I changed the parameters. Usually I was reading the gray level like 10 times, average the values, and move the motors, and then wait 50 milliseconds. Now I am reading the gray value. I modify the motors. I only wait 5 microseconds and repeat the loop. So I am
Microseconds or milliseconds?
Milliseconds. Sorry. So the loop is very fast, and the average is not necessary because it's continually you are reading, and if you have a bad value, in the next reading will be corrected. So it's working fine.
Yeah, So I was thinking about using the two outer sensors to do the same thing.
But why the two outer? You want to sense the gray level you want to follow. Why are you measuring the gray levels of both sides?
Well, I was thinking that it would smooth it out.
Well, a little bit, but
You've already solved that problem.
you need to make a loop faster, and any wrong value will be corrected in the next cycle, you know?
Yep. Mine, all I did was tell it to look for a value between two numbers and put it in a while loop.
Yeah, but if you are between two numbers, you will be sweeping from one number to the other, or what?
Well, when I was playing with it just static, it seemed fairly consistent. Every now and then it would jump, between a couple of different numbers, but if it was just sitting on that page, it seemed like it was pretty consistent about what the number was. So I said, it was looking for 40 as the stop point. So I said between 39 and 41, which should be 40.
The problem is that your sensor will be close to the border. If the robot goes out of the track,
Mm-hmm.
you will lose control depending on what side you hit. I mean, from the darker side, you will end on the white level.
Mm-hmm.
And from the lighter side, you will also end in the white level. So it will be strange.
Okay. You're only using one sensor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am trying to be all the time in the same gray level, you know. If the level increase, I correct my direction to maintain the level in the same value.
Yeah. Hi, Mike. Mike's here.
Hello.
Anything new, Mike?
Not really. Same old stuff. I did come across just randomly watching YouTube videos, saw a key fob operated automobile battery kill switch. So the key fob looks just like a car remote, and it has two connectors on it that are big enough to handle the cables off your car.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a car that's the battery's always draining on because either you don't drive it or you have an electrical issue, you can just put this in line and just click it and turn it off, turn it on, and it just disconnects.
So it kills the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kills the power to the battery, and you just have two little leads to the battery to keep it running. So the guy presenting it says, based on the drain on it, it'll last for 600 days before killing your battery. So that's
maybe useful when your car is stolen, just to cut the power.
Yeah. Oh, well, you'd have to be within probably Bluetooth range though.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was thinking of a lady I know that had this real nice little Mercedes coupe. And she said she traded it. She traded and got it because she traded in like an old HHR. It's not worth much, but when the guy that had the Mercedes at the lot was looking at what it would cost to get the electrical issue fixed, he said it's not worth it.
Key switch.
So he just traded her. So when she goes, she drives it, but it always kills the battery within a day. So when she gets home, she just puts
Wow.
a trickle charger on it. And that just seemed to be enough. But I thought of her when I saw this. It's like, that'd be the perfect thing.
Yeah.
Where'd
Okay,
you
kill
see
a battery
this?
in a day is a lot of current draw. That's 3 or 4 or 5 amps constant.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That
Well, if
should
you
be
look-
pretty easy to find. It's the worm thing.
Oh, it might heat up while connected.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it seemed like that's what it was made for, though, was
I think that's for pizza drivers. They get out of their car, somebody swipes the car, push the button.
yeah. Or put it on your Hyundai so nobody steals it.
Yeah.
I had a Chevy Astrovan that within 2 days the battery would be dead, and we stuck a manual kill switch on it.
All right.
This meeting is being recorded.
Again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my computer froze up.
Stop using AI.
I don't know. I shared that. I tried to share that screen and things just went wacky.
And it's got a mind of its own now.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys heard me say my computer froze, but it froze. So I don't know. Did you?
Jim noticed?
Yeah. So I had a manual. It was like a physical lever thing. And you just clunk it one direction and it isolated the battery from everything else. It was on the positive side. That thing worked great.
If I disconnect my battery, I need to put a password to reignite all the panel of the car.
Yeah. Well, but you've got a newer car. That Astrovan, I think that was late 80s. The worst thing it did was reset the clock, and I didn't care.
Use a hardware password. It's a key.
Yeah. Well, I tried to buy an ambulance one year at an auction, and I tried to get in it and start it, and the ambulance guys had to show me how to start it. There was a big battery cutoff deal on it too. So
Why would that be?
well, it was
Because
an
it's got
isolator.
120 radios in it that are all constantly trying to stay awake.
Yeah. So they physically turn that thing off when they're in the station.
Or
Was
when
that
they
in your,
go,
Ghostbuster era?
It was a mid-90s ambulance, I think. But it in the back where the all the equipment is, there were like 6 or 7 batteries back there. And there was a isolator for it too. So you could shut that off. That was back in the back. So they could turn off the power to the back of the bay of the ambulance when they weren't using it to transport people. And they could isolate the battery from starting the ambulance. And it had, I think it had 2 batteries for starting because it was a diesel. Big, huge suckers.
So why did you try to buy this?
Seemed like a good idea. It went for $900.
Oh, okay.
It was at an auction, and I was like, Patty she was like, you don't need that. You don't need that. I'm like, think of all the stuff I could haul. And she said, that's why you don't need that. So think of everything I could do in the back. I could set up an electronics shop in the back.
There are very few things that you need, but so many things that you want.
Yeah.
Probably got about 3 miles to the gallon.
It would
As
have
a
just been
diesel,
awesome.
it would have been okay.
It was a diesel. Yeah. I don't know how large the tank on it was, but I would imagine it was decent size. But I got in it. I tried to start it, and it was kind of like that RV I gave you, Steve, where there's this extra little button that you have to know about, the secret button.
Yeah. You want that back?
No. No. No, that's all you. No.
Gentlemen, I need to get out of here. We've got to go pick up the puppy from the vet.
Oh, is it okay?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Just normal stuff. So I'm out. Good night.
All right.
Take care.
We will see you later.
Have a good
Our
one.
next real meeting is week after next,
Good.
Yeah, we're virtual again next week.
virtual again next week, yeah.
So.
Steve left just in the moment I was beginning to talking about Linux. This is my Linux machine. This is a Raspberry Pi 0W2, the faster one. It's always on and it's connected to my desktop via virtual network connection, VNC. So I can play with it from my computer. I was thinking to use the Raspberry Pi as the brain of the robot, but the problem is that there is an operating system running that do a lot of stuff. So when you want to control motors and sensors, sometimes the operating system is doing something else, and maybe a problem for faster operations, you know. But it's very practical to have a robot connected via virtual network because it's easy to reprogram and control.
You know, I've got quite a few robots that are Raspberry Pi based.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of them, except for I think one, maybe two. Almost all of them though use like either I2C or TTL serial to talk to an Arduino.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
So the Arduino is doing the
The
grunt work, and the
hardware control.
Raspberry Pi can do the vision stuff and the other stuff. So you take a Raspberry Pi 0W and you take a Raspberry Pi 2040 and make it all work on a robot.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
And then you could say it's a complete Raspberry Pi robot.
Also, you can run a MicroPython in the Pi Pico and control it from the Raspberry Pi Zero. Yeah. Did you check the software I told you about robot simulation?
Oh yeah.
It's interesting. It's very powerful.
It's a bit over my head right now.
But you can use robots already made, you know?
Yeah.
And you make your software and control them as a real hardware. But there is a learning curve that is very complex, the software.
Yeah. I installed it on the other computer, so but they've got the iRobot Create and a whole bunch of different, the Parallax Bobot was in there. I was watching it drive around the house.
I tried it in the morning, but Windows 7 is not compatible with it. You need Windows 10. So maybe
it had to install 64 additional packages, and then it had to remove, I think, 4 or 5 packages that said weren't compatible. And I'm like, wow, what the heck is this thing doing? And I didn't do the tutorial because I was like, oh, this should be easy. And no, it looks kind of complicated. But it looks like you could design whatever map you want, and then you could design the robot that you want.
You can add sensors,
people into place,
cameras, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It is called Webbots. It is the robot simulator.
It's open source, free.
Here, I'll put a link in the chat.
I think originally it was proprietary software, right? They released the code open source.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think it's a heavy software because use a 3D engine to generate all the views in 3 dimensions of your robot. So maybe this is the heavy part of the software.
It's a piece of software Ray would like. Ray disappeared though.
It's mute.
Ah,
So Jim, have you had any progress on your squirrel facial recognition project?
Squirrel.
Me, I was trying to recognize squirrel. I did get a couple of shots of squirrels in the woods today, yeah. I did have another video that I meant to show. I found it. Let me see if I can find it again. The real video of the walking robot that we didn't see last week.
Mhm.
He's wearing Nikes here.
He's wearing Nikes. He's wearing Nikes and like leggings. That's going to a soccer competition. Is that right? To play soccer?
I don't think so. Let's see. It turns out in Mason, we do have some guys that are going for a nationwide championship from Mason, robotics championship. That's in the news thing. Let's see, that was, yeah, news. The Robo Cup, whatever that is. We're going to the Robo Cup.
Robo Cup. It's like first robotics, right?
First robotics.
It's another level, I think.
Another level, yeah. First,
So
And I'm
whose
back.
robots are they? Whose robots are they?
Let's see, robot. The robot was developed as a general purpose humanoid robot by researchers at the Robotics and Mechanisms Library at UCLA, or ROMELA, focusing on bipedal locomotion across uneven terrain. So it looks like UCLA.
Okay.
Your link is not working on my computer. I don't know why.
What do you think I'm trying to, you want me to share it? Okay. I will share it. That's what. Wayne. Wayne.
Okay.
So it's a robotics mechanism library at UCLA or Romella. Looks like somebody contributed like $118,000 to get these guys to compete. 2 third-party contributors gave more than $118,000 to UCLA's crowdfunding effort to help create the Artemis. We need to have a crowdfunding project, huh? Or Leroy's robot, 118. I think you get that thing going good, huh? Bunch of stuff there. Huh. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, torture you guys a little more. It's necessary. And we got one more meeting in April, the 27th. And then May 4th is going to be in person, and May 11th will be in person. So we all have to wear our Star Wars regalia on
May 4th.
I wear my squirrel regalia.
May the 4th be with you.
Here's a cute, this underwater turbulence revealed as a key factor in climate change. Apparently there's some deep places in the Atlantic that is getting heat from the earth, and it's generating heat, underwater heat waves, supposed to be a key factor in climate change. That's interesting. That was good.
I keep hearing gunshots.
Sure they're not outside?
They're most definitely outside. It's probably the there's a they shoot clay pigeons out in West Middletown. I hear them every now and then.
Like skeet?
Yeah,
There's several different varieties of
if
that.
Ray's closer to them, Ray probably could hear them. If that's what I'm hearing.
Well, we've got a target range right down the hill from us there in Milford, right along the Little Miami, the East Branch of the Little Miami. And certain times of the week and day and so forth and so on, I hear them. And that's, it's some kind of a handgun because you hear them go bam, 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 bam. It's not like one shot and another shot and so forth and so on. It's like they're unloading a clip. But it's right down the hill from us. I mean, it's probably 500 yards away at the most.
Yeah.
The good
This
news
is-
is that it's downhill from us, so that by the time it gets to the house, it's not too bad.
They shoot yeah, they're orange clay pigeon things.
Yeah.
They I don't know why they do it, but I think that's what I'm hearing. Ray says it's a gang turf war,
Oh, yeah.
which wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me either. It's boom, 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 boom. So the other day I had the door open. I was sitting here and I heard, yeah, that. I heard, I'm like, somebody really didn't like that clay pigeon.
Gotta be able
I
to
think,
teach a robot to do that.
Yeah. I don't want to teach a robot how to use a gun. That might not be a good thing.
I'm sure there
Then give it
are
artificial intelligence.
I was gonna certain, I'm sure there's a number of people out there that are already working on that.
Hook it up to the AI. Hook it up to Chat GPT. Chat GPT has already said some stuff that makes you go,
Well, if they can do it, they will do it.
yeah. Yeah, I think up there at that gun range, I think they have an archery range and it's a sportsman's club. I think that's what it's called. I think it's West Middletown Sportsman's Club. They do all kinds of stuff up there, but it's usually people shooting.
It's a Browns Run Road Sportsman's Club.
Yeah,
that's here
that's
all
it.
day long, especially on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Is it
even have a
private?
couple bullet holes in my roof.
Is it a private club or
Well, it's a pay to play, if that's what you mean.
well,
So,
some things are private and you have to be a member in order to use it. Others, you walk in, you pay your fee and you use it.
yeah, it's basically you tell them you're coming in, you reserve a lane, and you're gonna shoot. They have the right to look at you and say you look like a true weirdo, and not let you in.
We reserve the right to
To call you a true weirdo. Go away. Isn't
Man,
there,
there's some
isn't there,
people. There's some people I would not want to be shooting armed near me. I don't care if you're allowed to legally or not. But, yeah.
isn't there another sportsman's club up on Michael Road?
Blaze lives over there. 40 acres. We're gonna go again. Just
Yeah.
Plinko shooting on the back porch. Yep.
Yeah. I know the police range was over there too, right?
I don't know about that. I've never seen the police
Yeah,
go
I
target
think
shooting.
I think they're over on Germantown Road. I think it's an indoor range though. So
Yeah, I always go down to Point Blank. That's down by Beckett Ridge. I go indoor shooting there. It's a good place
Yeah.
to go for pistol. It doesn't matter what the weather is. But as far as rifle shooting, I have to go outside.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not allowed to shoot inside because the bullets have too much velocity.
Well, you need like a quarter-mile range.
What? A quarter mile? No, no. My
What?
bullets can go 9, 10, 15 miles.
Yeah, I think they had
Yeah.
an AR-15 in Point Blank last time I was there.
So I have an AR-15 that shoots 9mm. I can shoot that at the point blank range.
Oh, okay.
But if I have a 223 or a 7.62, those are big rounds that have a lot of depth characteristic. They can really go deep into the target, and their blockade isn't certified to withstand that kind of a bullet
Oh, okay.
and repeated. So they just don't allow them.
What about
Now you'll get people in there that
what about your RPG?
I don't have one of those.
How long are you going to be in town for, Ray?
Um, I'm going to Dayton tomorrow. I should be in town Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Yeah, a week at least. I don't have anything else major going
I got-
on. I got people coming to see me.
That's always good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did
There's
I
some
did
stuff going
dig
on at
out
the journal building.
robots. Oh, okay.
No, I've got
I
got stuff going on at the journal building. I've got a company that wants to renovate 5,000 square feet to make into a bar winery. And so there's going to be a lot of growth going on down there. The two banquet halls are coming along. So I think that the banquet halls and the winery are going to be ready about the same time. Then obviously the workshop space is going to come along. We'll have some offices coming along. Yeah, so it's happening. There's people back there working on the roof again. So got a lot of work going on.
Cool. Well, I did actually clean out the robots, but I keep finding stuff to play with. So maybe we could get together this week and see if you want any of this stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. See, that's the
So-
problem with me cleaning out my junk. I sit there and go, I want to play with this. I don't want to get rid of it. I want to play with it.
Yeah.
So it's better don't look at it.
Yeah. I said, if I really, really, really have to get rid of stuff, don't let me decide. Just send somebody in there and
Yeah.
clean it out for me.
Well, I think
'Cause
that with
otherwise, I
my
want to keep
son
it all.
being the age that he is, it makes it good for us to buy robots and play with them, build them, tear them apart, because they don't have to be the cutting edge of technology. I mean, being 9 years old, almost 10, this is a great age for him to have some robots that are 4 or 5 years old to us.
To play with. Yeah.
But yeah, he's learning the foundation stuff. We don't need to have him, like, oh, he has to have Bluetooth 4 or the newest Raspberry Pis. It's good for him to have what he's got.
Well, I've got, I don't know. There's probably a dozen, half dozen that are brand new. Never been out of the box. And then I've got some that I put together that
Oh, sweet. $10
just-
each.
I
That sounds
won't-
good.
I won't ever use. So, and I've got, there's a spider that I will never put it together. It's brand new in the box. I'll never put it together.
Which spider is that? Is that the one that uses the 9G servos?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That
I
was
think
made-
it's actually. Do
Was
I?
that made at the Artist Asylum? It's one of the guys. He's like right across the street from the
No,
Artist Asylum. He's one of our customers.
this is a free Nova. It's a commercial product, but I think it's actually a hexpod. I don't think it's an octopod. I think it's a hexpod. But it's brand new. It's still got shrink wrap on it. I've never even opened it. Then I think I've got a 4-legged walker that I actually did stick together, but I never got to calibrate. I think I finally decided that one of the servos was bad because it kept failing calibration. And I just never did anything to fix it. Now I've got robots. I do have a couple of them that I bought that were straight up parts. So, they were, they're missing pieces. They may or may not be worth anything to anybody.
Do you remember the hexapod from Arcbotics? It was like blue and used all the 9G servos.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that one?
I think so, yeah.
If you see my screen.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
the blue in there, that actually is from one of my customers. This started his whole business, and he bought a couple of laser machines from us, and everything went really good for him. He got this massive contract to build a whole bunch of them, and he padded his budget decently, And one of the first things he did was went out and bought a new car, talked to a bunch of girls. Some girl found out that he was instantly rich, and all of a sudden, this geek's got a girlfriend. And he bought her a car.
There you go.
I was like, what a sucker.
Whatever, you can't
Um,
think of.
This this Free Nova is a clone of that, I think. I think it's the same. It's basically the same design. It's all one word. Free Nova, all one word.
Okay.
So are those laser cut parts?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got designs for some of these as well to be laser cut. And I was going to cut them out of that black high impact polystyrene. That's what these should
Yep.
be cut out of. If you cut them out of acrylic,
That's what
they just shatter.
they should be polystyrene.
High impact polystyrene. Yep. Hips.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure which model I've got, but I've got one. It's one of the older ones. So
Well, make sure you got a price
still,
list.
it's still relevant. It's still relevant. I mean, and it's brand new, so it counts.
New old stock.
You know, new old stock. Nothing wrong with new old stock. And I've got a size is that? I think it's a 7-inch HDMI screen for a Raspberry Pi. It's not a touch screen, it's just a screen. It's in a shell. It kind of looks like this thing. That might be a 10-inch.
Looks like
Kind
a
of looks like this
tablet.
thing.
Oh,
It's not.
thick. It's thick. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it's very thick. And the Raspberry Pi fits inside of it. This one is the touch screen. Yeah. This one, Ray probably isn't a and a little like a can't hear you, Ray.
I was saying that was the touchscreen. All the pieces that's back there next to my ammo.
Yeah. I've got a brand new lighting kit I found. Have their W28 strips and don't know if those would be useful. I may end up keeping those. I like those lighting strips. But see, that's what I'm saying. I find this stuff and go, "Why? I can't get rid of this. I can't get rid of it. I need it. I will never use it, but I need it." Oh, he's got laptops.
I've been repairing laptops lately, upgrading them. So all these laptops have 16 gig of RAM, 512 gigabyte solid state drives, and they're beautiful. Windows 10, stripped down, down to operating system, all the drivers, and just in case one of my employees needs one. Then we've got like 17 desktop computers, all got 512 solid state drives, 8 gig of RAM, i3s, i5s, and a bunch of Core 2 Duos. They're actually doing pretty good. They're nice, but just something for me to do in my spare time, right?
Spare time? What's that?
Yeah.
You take them with you on the road, do you?
I just got back like day before yesterday. I was gone for 8 days. Saw 10 customers in 8 days.
It's Sunday.
This is the club track.
Yeah. There it goes. There it goes. You're using one for the two?
What?
Are you just using one sensor for that too?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Sensor.
Your audio is strange. Hello?
My audio is strange.
Your audio's cutting in and out, Leroy.
He was saying, are you using only one sensor for that robot?
No, this one used two sensors. The line follower used two sensors. But for this, I was using the two sensors here.
Okay.
Okay.
For the gradient, use another one that I attached.
Very professional attachment method. Double-sided
face.
tape.
Yes, it's very useful. Usually the tape lasts longer than my interest for the robot, so it's good enough.
I seem to be experiencing various problems over here, so it's pretty close to 7. You want to call it and let me reboot this thing and see what's wrong with it?
Hey, Leroy, just give me a call about when you want to get together. I've always
Okay.
got something going on. You know that. But,
Yeah.
I can squeeze you in.
Yeah. All right. We'll
I'll talk to you
figure it
later.
out.
Bye.
See everybody next week. We're
See you
virtual.
next week.
Bye.
Next week.
All right. Bye.